Hey, what's up? So, as you know, I went to court about 3 weeks ago, and it was in regards to a road traffic incident. I didn't really get to explain what really took place. So, what had happened is I was driving on an estate to go and visit a friend, and I noticed that there was a man, the people that take care of the housing estate, they do the cleaning, caretaker, that's the word. So the caretaker was outside cleaning up leaves with a leaf blower machine. So initially when I went through the estate, at the beginning, I could see him in the distance. He was like nearby a hedge, so there's some flowers or whatever. So as I'm driving up, I realized that he's not really turning around, he's not looking what's happening or what's going on behind him. So I decided to beat my horn to alert him, I'm behind you, because the roads are very, very tight. So imagine it's just like a really slim road and there's cars parked on one side. So literally, if I stop my car, I cannot get out on my side because I'm so close to the parked cars. That's how tight these roads are. And it's got the sleeping police, that's what we call it in Jamaica, the speed humps. So when you go over the humps, it's really thin, it can mash up your wheel. So in that sense, you know that I have to drive very slow. So I'm driving slow, taking my little time over the hump. And I beat my horn when I'm coming close to him as I turn onto the road where he's standing, because there's a flower bed in the middle. So this is the road, and then there's a flower bed in the middle. So I'm driving around like this. The man just stepped back into the side of my car. And I'm like, what the fuck? So immediately I stop. Bearing in mind, I'm only going less than 5 miles, or even 5 miles less, just rolling. So I stop my car. I look through the mirror. So I press the electric mirror and move the mirror down. I can see him on the floor. So I stop my car. I take the keys out and I climb over to the passenger seat, because as I said, I can't come out on my side because there's cars parked. When I come out on my side now, I take my little time and scooch in, open up my door a little bit, and then I see the man lying down on the floor, and I'm thinking, oh, what is going on now? Jesus God. So I said to the man, So I said to him, are you okay? Because in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, listen, I do not want to have nobody's injuries on my insurance, because my insurance is going to skyrocket. At the time, I was driving a Nissan Juke. My insurance was high enough as it is already. Comparing to how much the insurance prices are now, I was complaining for no reason. But yeah, I didn't want my insurance to go up because I had my no claims building up, and I really want to reach a point where my insurance is £60 or £50 or £40. You get what I'm saying? I've never had an accident and it's been my fault. So I'm thinking, what's going on? So anyway, he now jumps up. I realised that my mirror, when I opened the door, it just dropped off, literally. So he had broken my mirror had broke off. And I said to him, do you want me to call an ambulance? Are you okay? Because obviously, safety comes first. And he was like, no, I'm fine, don't worry about it. So I'm just sitting there in disbelief thinking, how could this happen? Because everything happened so slow. Because as I said, as I'm passing him, I'm beeping him, but he's got the big leaf blower machine on his back, and all he hears is, and then as I literally get behind him, so this is him, he steps back into my wing mirror, and as I'm driving, I'm beeping my horn. This guy, he don't move. As I'm going past, he goes back like this. So he goes back like this and then clips my mirror, if you see what I mean. So my mirror's now hanging off. He's getting up. He's dusting himself off. I asked him if he wants an ambulance. He said no. He said to me that he's fine. So then I said to him, okay, I'm going to call my insurance just in case, and I could take down your details in case you want to contact me for anything. Because I know how some people say they don't want to claim no insurance, but in reality, when it comes down to it, they want to claim insurance when they go home and think about all the money they can get. So bearing in mind, a neighbour from the house, because remember, I'm on the estate, comes out the house, she's there shouting oh my god, what have you done? I know him, he's been working here on the estate for how much years, we know him, he's good at his job, you need to give him his details. What's your name? You need to give his details now. You knocked him over. So I'm like, how did she see that? Because her house has got a lot of trees in front of, and she was in her house, and there's no way that she was able to see what happened. So I thought, oh wow, okay, we've got a Karen. So Miss Karen now, I turned to her. In my head, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to argue with anyone. I'm going to take this easy, take a deep breath, and, handle this situation as calmly and carefully as possible, because I don't have time for this. I've got places to be. So I said to her, I've already given my details. Even the man turned to her and was like, yeah, she's given me her details. We've exchanged details already. Like, it's fine. So she's still saying, oh, you knocked him over. Don't worry, I'll give a statement. She was saying a lot. Like, it was all frantic. She just ran out without knowing what's going on. The husband, thank God, looked at her and was like, you need to calm down. Let's go inside, because she was like, what's your name? And I'm thinking, no, this woman cannot be talking to me. She cannot be talking to me because, yeah. Anyway, the husband managed to calm her down, which is a good thing. So they went back into the house, which is good. And I said to the guy, like, if you need anything, contact me. Like, if anything changes, if you want to claim, let me know. Because obviously, being a pedestrian, you're always right over the driver. Bearing in mind, on the estate, there was 2 other Jamaican eldermen, and they had like a allotment. There's like a little allotment where they are growing mint tea, garlic, thyme, all them something. And at the time, I was cooking for carnival, so I kind of stopped by and I was kind of looking, thinking, oh, who's growing crops over here? So one of the older men approached me. We was talking, and I said to him that an accident has happened. Does he have any tape that I could tape up the side of my mirror? So he said, yeah, no, I'll do it for you. He done it. He said to me that how that guy has been on the estate for how much years, and he's Jamaican just like me, and I'm a nice Jamaican young girl. And at the time, he looked in the back and saw that I had a car seat which was belonging to my son, and said, oh, your mum as well? No, don't worry about it, because me know all them things there cost money. And yeah, me I go talk to him now go claim him, all right, no worry yourself. So I'm like, okay, cool. Anyway, I go home. Actually, before I go home, I called my insurance, because I ain't taking no chances, because I've seen it too many times before where people say they don't claim, they're not going to claim, and then a few months later down the line, they're claiming, and then you look bad as a driver because you didn't report it to your insurance. If you have an accident, I 100% say I would recommend, especially if the person's seen you, written down your details, you would say, listen, you need to do things properly. So anyway, in the situation, that was the best thing for me to do. So I contacted my insurance group, and then they said that no one's contacted them, but if they do get in touch, they will contact me. So about 3 weeks later, my insurance group wrote to me, and they gave me a call telling me that the man had now wanted to claim that I had hit him with my car. Bearing in mind, I have a Nissan Juke. If I had hit this man will be floored like one flat pancake. He would have been floored, yeah, like one squeeze up bun. But he was at the side. So my insurance then decided that we're going to get a private investigator to come and look at the location, check out my car, check my details or whatever. And he came to the conclusion that what I was saying correlates with how everything went, the report they received. So during this time, it's just before COVID, so we were waiting for the medical records of the guy in question to send to us so they could be assessed. They was taking long, so they was chasing them, calling them. This went on for 4 years. So after 4 years, insurance claim was supposed to be closed. During that time, I did try and close it, and it was closed once because we didn't hear anything back from him. And my insurance, I was paying £564 a month. Can you imagine? I was paying £564 a month, plus I was paying my car finance, car tax, petrol, tickets, and everything else. I felt like I was paying a mortgage. I was literally paying a mortgage for a car, for a Nissan as well. At this point, I was thinking, I could have just got a Range Rover. I should have just got a Range Rover because I'm paying the cost of a Range right now. So anyway, the man, he didn't give in the medical records. We chased him for 4 years. I eventually decided that I'm not going to carry on driving because when my renewal came, it only dropped to £400. So I was still paying £560 odd a month which to me wasn't worth it. So I stopped driving. I gave up my car, everything. This guy, he messed up a lot of things for me because my son, he used to go to volleyball practice in Battersea, so we'll do that on the weekends. So I'll do like social events with my son on the weekends where he does like little clubs. Do you get what I'm saying? Sometimes he'll be in Battersea, sometimes he'll be in Clapham, and it's a drive. It's a drive within itself, but taking transport and you have to get so early, I had to stop all of this, and it was just so unfair for my son. I was so pissed off. I'm not gonna lie, that man, he don't even know. This is why I'm saying, when people do insurance fraud like that, you don't know how you're affecting someone's life. It actually affects your life, like in regards to how much money you're paying, if you can afford it. Look at me, I had to stop going to these clubs with my son on the weekend, which meant that he's at home, he wasn't getting that much exercise, he wasn't getting that much social activity. It was horrible. Anyway, so now after the 4 years, I tried to contact my insurance group and say, what's going on. The guy that was dealing with my claim, he initially said that he's not closing down the claim. He don't understand why someone closed it down before, because they don't want him to then go and claim in the future. And then I'm going to owe a huge sum of money, so they'd rather leave it open rather than reopen it because it's less hassle. He was just, I'm not going to lie, he was really annoying because everyone else was like, after 3 years, we close a claim. Like, we close it anyway. If we don't hear anything in a year, we are able to close it. But he was like going by the books, and it was really annoying me. But to cut a long story short, when it came on the final day where it was going to close down, because I was also having my fingers crossed because my insurance group said that I was paying extra in excess, so I'll be refunded that money. Do you understand? So all this time I'm thinking, I'm going to get back my money, and it came up to like nearly a total of £11,000. I was like, oh yeah, like money. On the final day of its closing, my insurance notified me that this man had submitted documents to go to court on the final day. This is after 4 years. Can you imagine? So on the final day when the case is going to close, he submitted documents. I swear that I wanted to... Okay, because what? Anyway, so my insurance was like, we're not going to submit documents. We're going to have to wait to go to court and wait for the court documents. So in that case, I waited again for a whole year because, because of COVID, there was no court going on. They didn't have spaces. They was doing a more extreme cases first. I waited a whole year, and then when the year finished and I had the court date, they cancelled it because there was another case that was more important. So it put back another year. So I waited another 2 years. So in total, it's been, 4, 5, 6 years. So when I went to court the other day, I was glad, thinking, yeah, hallelujah, this is over with. No, it's not over with. So the man had written a letter, a statement stating what happened. But in matter of fact, the man can't read and write, and it was his wife that actually wrote the statement, which means that it was invalidated, which means that the case was kind of invalid. So now we're going to have to wait to see if the judge is going to throw it out, because not only that, his medical records where he's saying that he got really big injuries doesn't match to the speed of my car. So his injuries, what he's saying that he has, doesn't match what he's saying, which means that he's lying. So can you imagine? So I'm just thinking to myself, like, I can't wait for this to be over because I really miss driving, and I refuse to pay £600 a month for a car. Do you get what I'm saying? It's cost me a lot, this whole situation. And now I'm going to wait to see if the judge is going to wait for us to go back to court to hear everything, or look at the evidence, or if they're going to say, you know what, we're not taking this to court. So again, the option is, we're not taking this to court, you've lied on your statement because you didn't write it, and your injuries don't match. This is a waste of time. I hope they consider the fact that he took 5 years as well. And then the other option is, we're going to hear it in court, and we'll deal with this in court and see what the outcome is. But I just want it to be over because it's just so long, and it's just like, why me? Why me? Like, anyone that knows me, I'm so hardworking and I'm always determined. Like, I feel like if it was some people, they would have dropped out long time. The things I've been through in life. Do you understand? And I'm always working hard. And why me? Like, obviously, I know people say, oh yeah, God's making you into a diamond, or God is making you strong, or he's doing it for a reason, so you learn something. And I get all that, but it's just very tiring sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very tiring to be going through trials and tribulations like every other day, like, honestly. But we'll see what the outcome is, and yeah, I'll update you guys. So that was the story of what happened with when we went to court. That was the outcome. And I could just want to add as well, it's so funny because that man, when this incident happened, I heard him on the phone and he was talking like, oh yeah, alright man, but you know all things got and rare. And me and his eyes made four because he didn't know I was standing there. So he's already making his plans and arrangements. And for him to be a fellow Jamaican like me, it's kind of sad because he messed up a lot of shit. At the time, as I said, my son's sports clubs got cancelled and I was working as a carer, so I needed my car to drive to different people's house, and these people, they suffered from cancer, they was end of life, and I missed out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I missed some of my clients because I had a relationship with them. So yeah, that guy messed up a lot of things. I was under a lot of stress and pressure because of this one man, and he has no idea. When I saw him in court, I'm not gonna lie, him did look. Anyway, let me not even, because he might even see this and try and say, oh, defamation of character or whatever. But yeah, something's not right. Him and his wife, like, did you even bathe that day? Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, guys. Or if they're gonna say, you know what, we're not taking this to court. So again, the options is, we're not taking this to court, you've lied on your statement because you didn't write it, and your injuries don't match. This is a waste of time. I hope they consider the fact that he took 5 years as well. And then the other option is, oh, we're going to hear it in court and we'll deal with this in court and see what the outcome is. But I just want it to be over because it's just so long, and it's just like, oh, why me? Why me? Like, anyone that knows me, I'm so hardworking and I'm always determined. Like, I feel like if it was some people, they would have dropped out long time. The things I've been through in life. Do you understand? And I'm always working hard. And why me? Like, obviously, I know people say, oh yeah, God's making you into a diamond, or God is making you strong, or he's doing it for a reason, so you learn something. And I get all that, but it's just very tiring sometimes. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very tiring to be going through trials and tribulations like every other day, like, honestly. But we'll see what the outcome is, and yeah, I'll update you guys. So that was the story of what happened with when we went to court. That was the outcome. And I could just want to add as well, it's so funny because that man, when this incident happened, I heard him on the phone and he was talking like, oh yeah, alright man, but you know all things got and rare. And me and his eyes made four because he didn't know I was standing there. So he's already making his plans and arrangements. And for him to be a fellow Jamaican like me, it's kind of sad because he messed up a lot of shit. At the time, as I said, my son's sports clubs got cancelled and I was working as a carer, so I needed my car to drive to different people's house, and these people, they suffered from cancer, they was end of life, and I missed out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I missed some of my clients because I had a relationship with them. So yeah, that guy messed up a lot of things. I was under a lot of stress and pressure because of this one man, and he has no idea. When I saw him in court, I'm not gonna lie, him did look. Anyway, let me not even, because he might even see this and try and say, oh, defamation of character or whatever. But yeah, something's not right. Him and his wife, like, did you even bathe that day? Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, guys.